Hi. What you're going to see today is an experience called Everest VR. This is a very exciting day for me. I've been waiting well over a year for this experience to come out, and it really includes a lot of the things that I've been trying to show in my other videos. In Everest VR, a company called Solfar was able to recreate Mount Everest using thousands of pictures, using that same process called photogrammetry. What they were able to do was then to take all those pictures and recreate Mount Everest itself. So now this isn't a computer simulation graphics like an artist recreating things. It's actual pictures of Mount Everest creating the mountain itself. So it has incredibly realistic graphics. What they went on to do a step further was turn this into a video game like simulation. So the user or the climber is able to see a lot of the notable spots on Mount Everest on the way to the ascension at the top. So we will definitely make it to the summit, and we're going to see some other notable spots along the way. Hope you enjoy. I'm going to avoid as much commentary as possible while I'm in the experience, and you will notice that I'm going to shift this view of me down to the bottom corner, and you'll be switching to a first-person view in the rest of the screen. Enjoy.
Wow.
Here's our path, altitude base camp.
She has many names. To some, she is Sagamartha, the goddess of the sky. To others, she is the apex experience, awe-inspiring, unforgiving, the pinnacle of human achievement. We know her as Everest. To conquer her will require patience and endurance. Though the final ascent to the top of Everest only takes 24 hours, summiting takes weeks of adjusting to the extreme height. Your journey begins at base camp, the central point for all organization and logistics. There, you must pay your respects to the mountain gods. At the start of every season, the Sherpas hold a Puja ceremony to bless the expeditions, the equipment, and the climbers by offering food and burning incense. During the ceremony, if a crow lands on the pole at the altar, it bodes well for you and all those who will be climbing the mountain. Your ascent begins on the Khumbu Icefall, a tumbling field of ice that guards the entrance to the Valley of Silence, the Great Western Khumbu. Prone to avalanches, its topography ever-changing, it would be impossible to traverse without the Sherpa. With a new route each season, the Sherpas must also account for the constant motion of the glacier each day. For many climbers, this perilous crossing is the mountain's most daunting trial. On the 18th of April 2014, Khumbu Icefall claimed the lives of 16 Sherpas who perished in an avalanche that engulfed them on the glacier.
Grab the ascenders and lean forward slightly. The ladder is going to wobble a bit, but it's secure. Trust me. Take your time. Careful. Good job. Now climb the next ladder. Hold on tight. The ice is breaking. Push close. Keep going. You've almost made it to the top. Take a look at that view. Just let me know when you are ready to leave.
Once you've scaled the Icefall, you reach Camp 1. From there, you must make a long trek to Camp 2, which is situated in the upper section of the valley. Towering ahead of you is the next major obstacle, a formidable wall known as Lhotse Face. This is the steepest vertical ascent of your trek, over 1,000 meters of hard blue ice where the slightest misstep can be fatal. Midway up, you spend the night at Camp 3, where tents are nestled on small ledges hewn into the icy slope. Your reward for this arduous climb is to reach Camp 4 at the South Col, which lies on the boundary of Nepal and Tibet. There, you will prepare for the final push. The summit is now within your grasp.
I hope the weather clears up tonight. This might be my final attempt. How many times it will be on the way? I've been up on this mountain 3 times, never made it too far. 3 times? How far you made it? Well, the furthest I got was just below the Hillary steps. What happened? We had to turn back. I needed to get my partner down. He'd gotten very sick and was running out of oxygen. Is it right? Yeah, just barely. But the thing is, he also saved my life that day. Oh, yeah? Also, shortly after we turned back, the summit was hit by a massive storm that lasted for days on end. No one who summited that day made it back. What is your partner now? You should climb together? We do. He's resting in the tent over there. If I were you, I'd do the same. You're gonna need it. Pull together.
Need to rest. Look for the blue tent. Get inside and try to get some sleep.
It's time to wake up. The weather has cleared.
You leave camp in the middle of the night. Your aim? To reach the summit in the late morning. That gives you just enough time to get back down without being exposed to extreme weather in the afternoon. At daybreak, you reach the south summit. From there, you can see the true summit of Everest. Halfway between the two summits lies the final challenge of your climb to the top. The knife ridge provides narrow passage with a drop of thousands of meters on either side. Make it this far and you've reached the infamous rock face known as the Hillary Step. At this extreme altitude, you will need every bit of energy you can muster to keep going. The Hillary Step allows only the passage of one climber at a time. Having to accommodate a stream of climbers on their way up and weary climbers on their way down, it has claimed the lives of many. Their frozen remains along the path are a solemn reminder of the perils of the death zone.
Watch your step. Just put one foot in front of the other. Careful! Secure the rope! Good job! Grab the ascenders. Take your time. Just let me know when you are ready to leave.
the end of the ridge, and the end of the world. Then nothing but that clear, empty air. There was nowhere else to climb. I was standing at the top of the world.
Here we go, the summit.
People ask me, what is the use of climbing Mount Everest? And my answer must at once be, it's of no use. There is not the slightest prospect of any gain whatsoever. Oh, we may learn a little bit about the behavior of the human body at high altitudes. And possibly medical men may turn our observation to some account for the purposes of aviation. But otherwise, nothing will come of it. We shall not bring back a single bit of gold or silver, not a gem, nor any coal or iron. If you cannot understand that there is something in man which responds to the challenge of this mountain and goes out to meet it, that the struggle is the struggle of life itself, upward and forever upward, then you won't see why we go. What we get from this adventure is just sheer joy. And joy is, after all, the end of life. We do not live to eat and make money. We eat and make money to be able to live. That is what life means, and what life is for. George Mallory.
What you see on your screen now is the God mode in Everest VR, which is unlocked after completing the entire climb. Overall, this was a great experience and really shows the potential for photogrammetry and virtual field trips. However, I think this experience really could have been improved considering the amount of time they had developing it. It seems that they had very uneven priorities. The visuals were their biggest concern, with interactivity and educational aspects being second and third. To improve it, they could have included more interactions with Everest itself. In the entire experience, there's only one ladder and one rope that gets climbed. This is dangerous because it gives the viewer or the person experiencing it a inaccurate portrayal of how arduous the climb to the top of Everest is. They do a great job of showing the scale of the mountain, but they don't show just how physically daunting it is. Along with that, there wasn't enough background on Sherpas and just how much they do for their climbers. The sheer number of ladders, how frequently they have to be replaced, and the other nature of their aid that they provide climbers.
The amount of their gear that they climb, the fact that they set up base camps for climbers, and how their entire culture really kind of revolves around the tourism going to Everest. More actors would have made the climb much more dynamic. I could tell that there was only one voiced actor for all of the Sherpas, and only one voice used for both of those climbers during that conversation scene that you saw. Also, more climbers on the mountain would have made it much more realistic. In reality, every single person that climbs Everest an entire year does it in a very short window. The line on the Hillary step is one of the most dangerous aspects of climbing Everest. If you don't get there soon enough, you won't make it to the top because too many people are in front of you. The small climbers were great. They added a very realistic dimension to the ascent to the climb, the view from base camp, all those kind of things. Overall, the experience was very short. 30 minutes was very, very, very quickly um, portraying an ascent to the top of Everest. I would have rather that each stop had enough interactions to make each chunk of the climb 30 minutes rather than 30 minutes overall. All in all, it was a great experience and it shows the potential for virtual reality to educate and show viewers a different experience that they would otherwise be unable to ever experience in their lifetime. Fantastic experience, a little pricey considering what you're getting, and I felt it was pretty rushed. There was a lot of potential here that they could have tapped into, and they did not. Hopefully you enjoyed my video. Thank you for checking it out.